Have you ever stood in a grocery store aisle looking at a buy one, get one 50% off sign and wondered if you're actually going to get a better deal by choosing the buy one, get one 50% off or just by choosing the larger size of something? In that moment, you're not pulling out a calculator and doing long division or multiplication. You're reading carefully. You're looking for phrases like per ounce, limit two, or must buy three. You're decoding information before you calculate anything. That's exactly what many GED math questions require: careful reading. The difficulty isn't always the arithmetic, it's understanding what the problem is asking before you begin solving. Today, we're going to slow down and read like code breakers. And we're going to build the correct equation without solving a single one. Let's take a look at this example. A jewelry maker sells 25 bracelets per week. It costs $15 in materials to make each bracelet. For every $1 decrease in material cost, the jewelry maker sells one additional bracelet. Which equation can be used to find the number of material cost decreases, X, that will result in a weekly material cost of $875? So you might look at this question and immediately feel pressure to start calculating. But pause. The question is not asking us to solve for X. I repeat, this question is not asking you to solve for X. So that means you're not doing any math. The question is asking which equation can be used. That means our job is to understand the structure, not perform the math. Let's slow down and read carefully. A jewelry maker sells 25 bracelets per week. So, starting off, we're given that the jewelry maker is going to sell 25 bracelets every week. The next sentence says it costs $15 in materials to make each bracelet. This simply means that it is going to cost the jewelry maker $15 to make each and every one of those bracelets. The next sentence is where the change happens. For every $1 decrease in material costs, the jewelry maker sells one additional bracelet. So this sentence is simply saying that if it costs less to make each bracelet, the jewelry maker sells more bracelets. So there's some key phrases that occur here, but we'll talk about those in one moment. Now let's take a look at the question, which is the last sentence here. It says, which equation can be used to find the number of material cost decreases, X, that will result in a weekly material cost of $875? So highlighted in green is the material cost decreases, or X. And X is represented by the material cost decreases. And the material cost decreases are going to affect the decrease in material costs as well as the additional bracelets sold. But it's important to take a look at what we have and focus on these key phrases. When we have a $1 decrease in material costs, that simply means that we're going to subtract the material costs. And then when we have one additional bracelet sold, that means that we're going to add the material costs. The relationship occurs right here, and it's very important to pay attention to it. Now let's build the expressions. The material cost per bracelet is $15. So if it decreases by X, it becomes 15 minus X. The number of bracelets sold is 25. So if sales increase by X, it becomes 25 plus X. Notice We still haven't solved anything. We're just translating the words into expressions. Now, let's be careful here. When more bracelets are sold, we are increasing the quantity of bracelets, but we are not increasing the cost per bracelet. In fact, the cost per bracelet is decreasing. So, two things are moving in opposite directions. The cost per bracelet goes down, yet the number of bracelets sold goes up. And the total material cost depends on both of these together. That's why we end up multiplying the expressions. Now let's build the equation. The weekly material cost must be equal to $875. Now, all of your answer choices are going to be set to this amount, but it's important to take a look at what you have and set your equation up carefully. Weekly material cost means cost per bracelet multiplied by the number of bracelets. So we end up multiplying 15 minus x times 25 plus x, and we set it equal to 875. So when we read the question clearly and carefully, we can set the equation as the quantity of 15 minus x times the quantity of 25 plus x equals 875. Take a few seconds and decide which answer choice matches the structure we built. If you identified 15 minus x and 25 plus x, then the correct answer choice is D. Now notice what we just did. We didn't expand the equation. We didn't pull out our calculator. We did not solve the equation. We read carefully. If you ever feel stuck on a word problem, slow down and reread the sentence that contains the change. Words like decrease, increase, additional, or total. That's usually where the relationship lives. Now let's practice two problems and check for understanding. Remember, read for relationship first.